Welcome dear students. In the current session, I am going to talk about adjectives in Middle English, and I hope that by the end of this session, you would understand what was the nature of adjectives that were used in Middle English and how they were different from Old English. In the adjective, the leveling of forms had even far greater impact and consequences than it had in any other forms of language. Partly as a result of the sound changes that took place over time and partly through the extensive working of analogy, the form of the nominative singular was early extended to all classes of the singular. My dear students, in the same way that of the nominative plural to all the cases of the plural, both in the strong and the weak declensions, it happened. What was the result of all of this? The result was that in the weak declension, there was no longer any distinction between the singular and the plural. I would like you to look at the bottom of the slide and notice what is given here. Both of these, ended with this blind that was in Old English now would end up with, this E here. And, the plural adjective, it would also end up with the same, whereas compare it with the Old English, this one that I have underlined for you. So, it was a process of simplification, I would say, where the same formula was applied for the singular and for the plural. My dear students, this was also true of those adjectives under the strong declension whose singular ended in, again, the same sign. It was by 1250 that the strong declension had distinctive forms for singular and plural only in certain monosyllabic adjectives which ended in a consonant in Old English. Here at the bottom of the slide you can see an example. In Old English, what would happen? This is glad. The plural would be made. This is how it would be by adding what? N-E at the end of that. Anyways, under the circumstances, the only ending which remained to the adjective was often without distinctive grammatical meaning. So it would not have any grammatical meaning. What does it lead towards? It leads towards the conclusion that the use of this was not governed in any ways by any strong sense of adjectival inflections. So, overall, there was a modification, there was a change in the adjectives and their use as well as in their writing style when it comes to Middle English, and these adjectives and the changes that happened were no exception in the sense, because in all other, aspects of grammar of language, these kind of changes had happened.